and gentlemen, it is time for my updated tier list of LFs and Ultras in Dragon Ball Legends. Now that we got MUI Goku in Dragon Ball Legends, finally, and I've had a chance to actually play around with them so I can get a feel and then also see other people using him, because other people have different strategies on how to use him. And, you know, that's important. My way isn't necessarily the best way of using him. So I've taken that into account alongside all the other LFs and Ultras that we've gotten. They even have the free-to-play ones on here, so I'll rank them too. But yeah, I'm sure you all are going to have different opinions than whatever I come up with. So feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. Whatever changes you would make to my tier list, I'd love to hear in the comments down below. Whether you'd move someone up, move someone down. But this is going to be based off my opinion. I'm currently rank 200 something in PvP. So yeah, it's based off what I'm seeing, like, you know, at the top for people using in PvP. I understand that when you're like lower in the ranks, you can get away with using anyone. You could use UI Goku, UI Sign Goku, and he could be an absolute animal at battle rank 20, but that doesn't mean he's good, you know? When you get to the top, it's definitely a lot more about a unit having that ability and being better. You can't just use a bomb because you'll get destroyed by someone who's using a better unit. So yeah, with that in mind though, we have our rankings here of C, B, A, S, Z, and Z+, similar to, you know, equipment rankings in Legends. I felt like that was, you know, fitting. So Z+, of course, being the best, and C being the worst. So we're going to get right on into it. VB is getting a Zenkai, hopefully soon. It's really disappointing that we didn't get anything, basically, for Reset this week in Dragon Ball Legends. So we'll have to wait and see when VB does get that. But without his Zenkai, because we don't have it yet, VB, I've been running VB myself. I'm going to put him in B right now. Maybe things I'll at the end, I'll probably move people around based on, you know, where other people go in, shake them out, get a feel. But just, you know, looking at the fresh board here, we'll put VB in there. And actually, you know what? Let's just move MUI up because he's MUI. You know, I'm sure that's what you all want to see. I would put MUI up in Z+ right now. I'd say MUI is a top 3 to 5 unit in the game. Maybe he'll drop down to Z, but I feel like he's really solid. He has a lot of good abilities. His ability to, I'm sure you've seen it, people just sit there with MUI floating in the back. So if you tap, you know, they don't get hit. They're just floating there. If you use a blast card, he hurts you. If you use a strike card, he hurts you. One thing about that, though, is that you do get your gauge back. Like, your Vanish gauge back. If you lost it, you do get it back after Goku does that. So you can actually kind of use that to your advantage if that's how they're playing. Because they are going to hit you, and then your gauge is back. And that's far better in a lot of cases than getting comboed because you don't have a Vanish and they're just going to start wailing on you. But that's if they decide to float in the back. So that depends on, you know, how your opponent is using him. Which is different from UI Signs, because obviously UI Signs doesn't do any damage to you. Which, that's why I've seen people arguing whether MUI's gauge is actually better than UI Signs, because he dodges, he doesn't do damage to you, but then you don't get your Vanish back either against him. And so there's different ways you can play with either of them. Some people, you can do a lot of damage with MUI's gauge, so there's that. But MUI then with the rest of his kit nullifies, cover change, his ult hits like an absolute freight train. Oh my goodness gracious, that thing is decimating out there. So yeah, we'll toss him up there. Majin Vegeta. You don't see him run a whole lot these days. You know, he's an older unit, and he's not as popular as like a Vegito Blue type is. Because you still see Vegito Blue, I still feel like a very decent amount, even though he's not the greatest either. You know what? I'm going to put VB actually up here, and I'm going to put Majin Vegeta. I'm going to say Majin Vegeta is actually better. In the cases I've faced Majin Vegeta, which most of the time is like a high star Majin Vegeta that the person's running, Majin Vegeta, his blue card, oh my god, that thing still slaps. You give that man like a plat or something, he's going to be just, it's going to be something else. It's going to be nutty. UI Sign is absolutely doo-doo. I'm sorry. I know there are people who love UI Sign, but he's just not good anymore. If you catch him, he's like dead in like 2 cards. Like, he's got nothing going for him right now. He needs a Zenkai. Honestly, so VB's obviously our next LF Zenkai. I could see, I mean, when it becomes now, well, Majin Vegeta is now the oldest LF without a Zenkai, now that VB's getting his, though we don't have it quite yet, but Majin Vegeta is now the oldest LF without a Zenkai, so maybe he'll be next, or maybe they'll just jump to UI Sign, since I feel like UI Sign needs it more than Majin Vegeta, if I'm going to be honest with you here. Majin Vegeta is just, I feel, in a better state than MU, or UI Sign. UI Sign. Gogeta Blue, I'd say Gogeta Blue is probably really similar to VB. Actually, I'd say he's probably a little bit better than VB. I'd say he's actually, yeah, I'd say he's better than Majin Vegeta too. Cover change nullification. His green card obviously still slaps if you can get it going. You get some of that that Billy action in there. You're just messing people up with that. Gogeta Blue green card absolutely slaps. Not necessarily like amazing or anything at this stage, but he's decent. He's respectable. He's all right. Big Broly, the other unit to come out alongside Gogeta Blue. I really don't see a lot of Broly these days. And when I do, he can be alright. He's nothing spectacular. I put him there as well. Like, A is like a very mid-tier. Maybe I'll move some people up or down. You know, we'll see. But, like, I feel like he fits right in there alongside those people. I feel like he's pretty comparable to Vegeta Blue if you're running him, you know, with the same Zenkai buffs and all that good stuff. They're similar at this stage. Ooh, one arm Puddle Gohan. Puddlehan is actually still really good. I know the androids with their whole being red and, you know, nullifying endurance is a whole thing, but Puddlehan is still a very solid unit. We'll put him in Z, but he may move down to S depending on how the rest of this shakes out. But we'll put him right there. He's still a very solid unit, I feel. His cover change, super nice. He has endurance, so as long as you're facing like most units in the game that don't have endurance nullification just on hit. Obviously, a ton of units have it on ultimate, but that's, oh well. You know, that just makes all endurance units take a hit. He's still a very solid unit. His support is fantastic. So I'd still say he's a very solid unit. Boo. Kid Buu. I'm gonna put Kid Buu down here. You just don't see a lot of Kid Buu, and I feel like besides his little green card where he just goes to sleep and then gets his vanish back, I feel like besides that he doesn't have a lot going for him. Yeah, you can make some nice plays obviously when you're able to get a lot of vanishes. Like if you run him with like a, you know, Whis or Vados or something where you get green cards, then I guess there's, you know, you could do that, but otherwise, I feel like Kid Buu's just really lacking. He needs something going for him. At this point, he's just kind of like a dead unit you don't see. Regen as a whole needs a lot of help, honestly. They're severely lacking, I'd say. Rose? Rose. You know, I'm going to put Rose. I'm going to put him above Buu, but I'm going to put him down here as well. When I see Rose, I'm literally not worried at all. Like, his cover change is about the only thing that annoys me. And if I am running a team with endurance units and he rushes, because he also has just nullify endurance on hit. But otherwise, he just doesn't have a lot going for him. I love Goku Black as a character. Goku Black as a character is sick, but his LF and kit just, it doesn't have it at this stage. Like, he's just, he needs more. He needs a plat equip and all that other stuff. I feel like it'll be a while before he gets a Zenkai with how many other LFs have come up before him and whatnot. So, but yeah, we'll put him down there. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, without his plat equip, he's doo-doo. But with his plat equip, which most everyone has, if you're running him, you definitely are using his plat equip. I'll put him actually up here. I'd say he's actually a very solid unit. He can deal a lot of damage, especially his ult and blue card. They can absolutely slap. I know Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the streamer, if you know of him, the boy, I've watched him a lot use him because he runs GT all the time. Absolutely slaps. He's a very solid unit. I feel he's better than a lot of people maybe feel because he was so awful when he came out that it was like people just instantly have it in their minds he's a little bit lower, but I feel like he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I would put Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta up with you know, Puddlehan as well. He's not as good as he was, you know, now that we've gotten more units and more time has passed since it's been a whole year since his release. His plat equip obviously is what makes him, if you're running him, you have his plat equip on him. Otherwise, you're just not doing it right. You need that plat equip on him. But the universal cover change is fantastic. His ult absolutely slaps his green card, which then, you know, deletes cards and then also nullifies cover change. Can be very helpful. He's just got a lot going for him, I feel. And he's still a solid unit. He's not the top tier, as he was maybe like, you know, a handful of months ago, but he's still a very solid unit, and he should be up there. Gohan. Good old Gohan, the man who gave nightmares to so many players for so long. I'm actually going to put him up here. I'm going to say he's better than these guys. You don't see him a whole lot anymore, and that's in part because of Hybrid, although the Hybrid team isn't necessarily horrible right now. But I'll put Gohan a little higher than maybe other people would. I don't know. I haven't really seen other people's ranking of Gohan. I guess I haven't been paying attention to that. But when I face Gohan, Gohan can still easily get things going for him if he's able to catch you and he's last man standing. He's still able to decimate. Obviously, you know, with people like Ultra, Super Gogeta and stuff in the game, it's not nearly to the same degree than when he was in his prime. But I'd say he's still a very strong unit when, you know, things go well. And just because he has that ability to, like, completely take over still in some capacity, I'm putting him higher than, like, VB. I feel like he can definitely win you the match more and put in a last man situation than, like, you know, running VB or Gogeta Blue. So the fact of him not having a cover change is definitely annoying. Any that doesn't have a cover change automatically is like it's definitely a downside, because then you can't stop combos. You just kind of have to sit out and wait it out. But yeah, Corrupt Zamasu. Zamasu. Where do I want to put Zamasu? I'm between A and S here with Zamasu. He's definitely solid. He can be annoying at spurts. I'm gonna put him above Gogeta Blue right there in A. He can be very annoying with his green lock-in, his ability to nullify endurance after, I think it's popping main. Yeah, I don't think you have to use the ult. Maybe you have to use the ult. Forgetting right here off the top of my head, but I know he has it, and a lot of people use it to rush endurance units with Zamasu. If he gets hit, especially by like a blue unit, obviously since he's a red, but I feel like even with him it's more so than like others. Like I feel like MUI obviously tanks, I feel, better against blue units than Zamasu does. I feel like Zamasu's kind of susceptible to that, kind of weak, paper flimsy, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna put him there. He has his moments where he can shine for sure, but he's not necessarily like the best unit. Revival Han. Really don't see a lot of Revival Han anymore, just because I guess you're not seeing a lot of hybrids. I see him in movies sometimes still. I've seen Professor Sensei running him. He has his moments. He can definitely slap still, especially, you know, after he's revived. That blue card can absolutely maul people still if you have the right setup and everything going for him, the good equips on him. But he's a revival though, so that's definitely more annoying than just like a normal unit. Because the people are gonna throw him at a rush if they get the chance, and if they're running movies and they have, obviously they're gonna be running, you know, Ultra Super Gogeta, then they're gonna throw him out there to just when his, you know, he has -5 to his sub count when you get rushed. Then you just throw Gohan out there, he eats it, revives, comes back stronger, has the AoE green. We'll put him there. He may move down. Though. Full power Frieza. LOE still is the most annoying team for me. They're not even like the best. I'm not even trying to say LOE is the best team, but because they're not. But LOE just annoys me so much because I'm always running teams with Saiyans, so of course they're going to be very annoying. He nullifies endurance. He can get his revival back. I'm gonna put him there. He may even. I feel like maybe I'll move him up here with Gohan, Revival Han. Do I feel like that's a good spot? I mean, he can get his Vanish back when he pops his main. He nullifies endurance on hits. He always is taking away Dragon Balls, which is super annoying. He has a blast cover change. He has that green counter card, which gives him a blast card. Yeah, we'll put him up there. Actually, I don't know. I'll put him right there for now. We'll put Frieza there. He's just a very annoying unit. Like when you face him, you're like, this is gonna probably be a little annoying. You know, that's just how it is. Obviously, yellows were hurt by MUI being red, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't run yellows. You know, I always see people say those things. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. He can still pop off with his moments. You don't see him a whole lot, obviously, since he was kind of literally completely replaced by Kaioken. They're both yellow for Universe Survival Saga and God Key. So, obviously, Ultra Kaioken completely replaced Evolution Vegeta in terms of, like, a Blast Yellow for either of those teams. He could still be solid. I'm going to put him here. Actually, I'm going to say Zamasu is better than him. I'm going to put him right there, though. I'll throw him there. He can have his moments. He can pop off. Be alright. Ape Vegeta, pretty awful. Yeah. Ape Vegeta, literally, like, I see Ape Vegeta, and I'm like, this is going to be so easy to kill this man. I know some people are fans of Ape Vegeta. I guess with the Rose, Zenkai buff, that helps him out since it's a buff for red powerful opponent. But honestly, every time I come up against Ape Vegeta, he does nothing. He literally does nothing against me. There's not a moment where I'm like, oh, Ape Vegeta's popping off here. He does nothing. Like, I literally feel the same about him as when I see UI Sign. They both really don't do anything against me. Like, at least, these two don't really either, but they have things about them that make them more annoying than these two, if that makes sense. He has endurance, but it's like, Cell. Perfect Cell. Obviously, if you're running him on Androids, you're running him with 17 and 18. If you want to have his Platinum equip, that's completely revitalized him, made him so much better. I'm going to put him up here as well. Perfect Cell. I still feels very solid. You don't see him as much anymore now that MUI's come out and all the hype is around MUI, God Key, all that stuff. But Cell can definitely still put in work. Takes away that Dragon Ball and deletes a card. He has a Blast cover change. His green card can help him to get his Vanish back, his ultimate, his damage against, I believe it's both hybrids, Saiyans, and Saiyans. Cell's still a very solid unit, and that gauge really helps when it comes to charging up his, or the Platinum equip really helps when it comes to charging up his gauge, getting it to that full, so he can be at full power. That's super nice, super helpful. And then I feel like he actually kind of benefits from the whole MUI players just sitting in the back, floating there, because if you're facing someone with MUI and they're just sitting in the back waiting for you to attack so they can do the cool little, counter animation, you can sit there and charge up your Q with Cell. And then you'll charge his gauge up and kind of get there rather quickly. And so I feel like the super passive play that a lot of people run with MUI, because it's MUI. Obviously, people are running MUI left and right. I'm running MUI, although I don't like being super passive with him. I hate super passive play to begin with. That's just me, though. But yeah, I feel like that kind of helps Cell and able to get his gauge. Because if you're just attacking someone like rapidly, quick fire a lot, then it can be harder to get Cell's gauge up because they have to do it in combo. And it's not possible, but it just makes it harder than if you have free reign to just sit there and charge up your gauge, Sword of Hope Trunks. Sword of Hope Trunks. I'm going to put Sword of Hope Trunks here. I do fear Sword of Hope Trunks more than I fear Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Sword of Hope Trunks, obviously, he's very annoying when you take his gauge out, or when you fill his gauge by doing damage to him. Then he yoinks all that ki of yours, which is super annoying. He has endurance. When his gauge is full, he can absolutely hit like a freight train with that ultimate. It absolutely can slap. But yeah, I'd put Trunks right about there. He's not necessarily the most annoying. Like, I'd say these guys give me far more problems than Trunks, but Trunks can definitely have his moments. I'd say these guys can have their moments, and being annoying. Goku and Vegeta tag unit. Goku and Vegeta tag unit. Where would I put these boys? Where would I put the good old Goku and Vegeta tag unit? I don't know if I want to put them here or move them up by Cell. I know that there's a lot of people that are a fan of Goku and Vegeta tag unit. In most of my experiences these days, though, he's not they're not the most annoying unit anymore. Obviously, Goku using a blue card getting his Vanish back, that is a super annoying ability. The fact that they have both cover changes, Blast for Goku, Strike for Vegeta, can be annoying if you forget about it and you just happen to strike and it's the Vegeta side. That can be annoying. The healing can be a problem, but I feel like they're not as big of a problem as they were, 7 months ago, 6-ish months ago that they came out. Yeah, 6 months ago when they came out for Legends Festival. I feel like they've definitely died down. Yeah, we're going to put them there. Maybe they'll move. Ultra Super Gogeta. He's going to go up here. Ultra Super Gogeta still absolutely claps people. The green card to nullify cover change, also take away your opponent's buffs. His ability to literally farm blue cards is insane. He gets 2 ults, 2 ultimates, one on his main and then one when he's last man standing. So you always want to try and keep him for last man standing. He gets that type neutrality for a little bit. He has a strike cover change. I've seen this man tank so well. I had it at the end. I was facing someone on stream the other day, and they only had MUI Goku left, and I had Ultra Super Gogeta, and I think I was running Ultra Super Gogeta, Kaioken, and MUI because people wanted me to do that, and it can be fun sometimes. And he rushed my Super Gogeta, my Ultra Super Gogeta with his MUI. Last man MUI, it's his last unit, and I didn't guess it, but he did not kill Gogeta. He did not kill Gogeta, which was just like, I was like, oh, dang. I know it's red on blue action, but like, it's still normally like, you know, last man standing rush type of thing. I was expecting it to kill and just didn't kill. So obviously then Gogeta went on to mangle the poor man. But yeah, Ultra Gogeta is super strong. I'd say my top, we'll talk about my top 4 units when we get there. Goten, I'll put Goten around here. Really don't see a lot of Goten, especially not a lot of Goten in action. When I do see Goten, most of the time it's used as like a Zenkai bench. He can be alright when he's in play. Do I even want to put Goten here? Yeah, I'll put Goten there. Yeah, he can do some nice stuff when he's actually used, and you know they have a solid hybrid blast team going. I'll put Goten there. That's alright with me. Super Vegito. He's definitely fallen off. I'll put Super Vegito there. He's fallen off since he got his Zenkai, but he can still be very solid, still put in decent work. Not the best, not the worst. I feel like that's a pretty okay spot for him. Yeah. You know, if you're running him, it's not like it's a bad thing. I'm not saying you can't run him. He can still have... The only units I'd say that like you don't want to run in combat at this point, like these 4, I would not run them. I wouldn't. Unless you're just doing it for fun. Like, if you're trying to win, I would not run any of these 4. Yeah. Nameku. I never see Nameku at all. Actually, I did see Nameku the other day. But normally this man is just used for his Zenkai buffer at this stage of the game. When I faced him, he really did not do a whole lot at all. His blue card, obviously the counter can be annoying, but I feel like he's not a world ender. I'm gonna put him there. Nameku, Nameku. At this stage, I feel like Nameku is just a Zenkai buffer for the most part. No one runs him. He doesn't really... I've never had moments where I'm facing him. Like, yeah, the blue card counter can be annoying when they get it off, but I've never had it where that, like, decimates me and I'm, like, scrambling then thinking, okay, what am I going to do here? How am I going to beat this guy? You know? Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He has that cover change that works against everything one time. You know, instant transmission. The green card that works against the blasts, you know, counters them. That's pretty nice. But he also suffers. I feel like he's more of a Zenkai buffer these days. I'm going to say he's better than Nameku. But I really don't have any moments against him when people do bring him where I'm like, he's popping off, I've got a problem. You know, I just don't have those problems. He's just nothing too scary. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, though, on the other hand here. I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna put Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta there. Maybe I'll move him. I don't know. Frieza. Vegeta doesn't have a cover change. He also doesn't nullify endurance. He locks in, which can be very nice, and he's super tanky. Like he does a great job tanking. Very solid at tanking. Yeah. I feel like that's his main strength, his ability to tank. So many people use him to tank. When you rush, they're going to throw him in against the rush. That's just, people just sacrifice him. He's like the sacrificial pawn for a lot of people. So, I'm going to put Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta there. Beerus, Beerus is just, like, he's super old. His Zenkai is super old. That's just how it is. That's how these games go with age. You just can't compete anymore. And you already got his Zenkai, so I really don't think there's anything that's going to help Beerus at this stage, at least the green Beerus, you know. Piccolo, his Zenkai. I don't see Piccolo a whole lot, and honestly, when I do, I'm very not afraid of him. We'll put him there. When I see Piccolo, I don't fear him. I just don't fear Piccolo. He's alright. He's not awful. He can do some nice things here and there, but I feel like these guys all have moments to pop off and do something big more than Piccolo. Most of the Piccolos I face, like all of them, their blue card, it's alright. I don't necessarily, like, it's not going around one-shotting my units most of the time, unless maybe I get caught with a purple lacking somehow. Yeah, I feel like that's a solid spot for Piccolo. He doesn't have the cover change, the Gogeta Blast, nullification, so we'll throw him there. Frieza, LF Frieza. We're almost to the end here, ladies and gentlemen. Hang in there. LF Frieza. Where do I want to put LF Frieza? That's the question. I'll put LF Frieza there. He can be very annoying with all the blue cards he helps draw for LOE on their team. Obviously, when you're talking about these units, you have to take into account the team that they can currently be ran into. You know, one-on-one is a whole different thing. You're not playing 1v1 in PvP. It doesn't really matter like that. So if the team a unit is on is lacking, then they're lesser. And if they help out a team they're on, they're better than maybe they would be individually, which I feel like he definitely is. When he supplies all these blue cards for the full power Frieza, that's super annoying. His green card to immobilize you can also be very annoying, because then they can get a nice rush off on a character that maybe you didn't want to get rushed. His strike cover change, all cover changes are annoying if you only have the card that they're going to cover change against. Yeah, I feel like that's a rather solid spot. Him on his own, like, if it's just him, like, if he's their last unit standing, I'm not like, oh no, he could make a comeback here, I gotta still be careful. But I feel like he gives a lot of help and support to the Lineage of Evil squad. Bardock. I have not seen Bardock in a fat minute. I feel like people have completely stopped using him. I literally have not seen this man at all in quite a while. Bardock, though, I'd say Bardock can still do some nice things. This is the problem, but would I say Bardock's better than... I'm gonna put Bardock over here. I'll put Bardock above him. I'll put Bardock there. This is just my experience facing Bardock. He has some moments, but I really don't feel like I ever feel Bardock's taking over the match, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Trunks can do some things to help sway the match in his favor. Same with the Goku, same with Super Vegeta. Like, all these guys here, they're not as good as these guys, but I feel like they have something in them that just they can kind of push the match more towards their favor. Bardock, I don't really ever get that feeling, if I'm going to be honest. I don't ever really feel like Bardock's pushing the match for my opponent's favor, you know? I feel like this is kind of like a line here between S and A. Between, like, these guys are right. They can do their parts, but I feel like these guys can have a moment, a big splash moment. They don't necessarily carry you the whole match. They can have a splash moment where you're like, all right, I've gotten back in this thing now because of this unit. I just don't feel like a lot of these guys have that anymore, you know? That's just me. Jiren. I feel like I've been seeing less and less Jiren these days. He, you know, obviously with things going on with the androids. I'd say the biggest problem for Jiren is the fact that Android 17 and 18 came out. Like, yes, I know Full Power Frieza is running around. He's a yellow who nullifies Endurance on Rush. But the androids coming out and being so good, you see them all the time. And nullifying Endurance on Rush, which is Jiren's whole shtick. You want them to rush you. You throw Jiren out there. He lives because of the endurance he gets from being rushed. And then he comes back stronger. That's Jiren's whole thing. And Android 17 and 18 coming out just added a whole nother unit that was super good against, you know, endurance units with their nullification. That just really hurt Jiren. Jiren can still definitely pop off. I'd say that for sure. If they don't rush you, though, or they kill Jiren before they rush you, it's not that great. But I'm gonna put Jiren here. I'm gonna put Jiren there. I still like Jiren a lot. I feel like he can definitely still have his big moments. I've made some nice comebacks using Jiren. He's not the best, but I'd say Jiren can definitely have his moments. Definitely can swing a match in your favor if you play your cards right. Yeah. Kaioken. I'd say Kaioken is right there. Like, the thing with these three, I feel like these three are all kind of right there with each other, you know? It's kind of hard for me to distinguish between these three because they all do amazing things that I feel can definitely change matches. But his ability to get a lot of vanishes and heal so much, I feel like that may give him the slight edge over these two. Yeah. So that's where I'll put Kaioken. I've been running Kaioken, like, all the time since he came out because I've just been loving running Universe Rival Saga, especially now with MUI out. So I've been running these two a whole bunch. I normally am running them with Green Angel Frieza, which I've been loving that trio. It's been a lot of fun. Androids, I'd say androids are probably the best unit in the game right now. I feel like a lot of people probably say that. I'd say the androids are still probably the best. Their swap, so their ability to be good against both yellow and blue units is very nice. They have super long combos. Like, those combos just keep going and going and going. You're like, when is this thing gonna end? There's so many times I'm sitting on stream in my Twitch, and I'm getting comboed, and I'm just like, I thought this was going to end. I thought this combo was going to end. And then their green cards nullify cover change. So you have to sit there through the combo. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things about them is those green cards. Like, 17 has the long range one that he can shoot through if you try and blast him from long range. He can get you with that and then start his combo, and you can't cover change out of it. You just have to sit there and wait. And then 18 can take your vanish, so you can't escape. And they could just rush you straight up after they take your Vanish. It's only on the first one. I know that's only on the first one, but still, that's a super powerful ability to have for a one-time thing. Or, if they don't rush you, they can just start comboing you, and then the green nullifies cover change. So you just have to sit there. You have to sit there for the super long combos. Then they have Blast cover change for them. Their blue cards do a lot of damage. Like, their whole 18 gaining Vanish back on cards, 17 healing on cards. I feel like they're the best. I feel like that's not much debate. The free Ultras. I put him there, honestly. You don't see him ever. This man's doo-doo. He's awful. The free Ultras are just not built the same as the paid ones. Omega? Omega's alright, actually. I'll put Omega up here, actually. I'll put Omega there. He can tank a lot. Like, he can tank really well. That's why I put him there, just because of his tanking. So yeah, let's see. Would I make any changes to where I have people placed right now? So, I feel like these four are definitely the top 4 units in the game. I feel like most people feel that way about these 4. They are just above the rest. Like, they are better than the other units. I feel like these 5... I feel like these 5 are a good tier on their own. Yeah. I'd say the tag unit, Goku and Vegeta, they're definitely there. They're close. I'd say they're close to, you know, going up there, but I'm going to keep them there myself. These guys are doo-doo. These guys also just aren't very good anymore. You know, I mean, they have their, like, him being a Zenkai bench, have their uses, but in terms of actually using the unit themselves, not that great. These guys are all right. Yeah, these guys, Broly is real close to being moved down, but I'll keep him there, I guess. These guys are all alright. They can do some nice things here or there, but I don't feel, again, as I said, that they're taking over. They don't have a moment where it's like, alright, they can take over the match and sway the tide of things. These guys, only because of his blue card right now, still being able to hit for a good amount if you're running him in the right setup and that stuff. Do I have him there? Because that blue card can decimate people, that's why he's there. Otherwise, I'd probably... He's also teetering on the brink of being moved down here. Like, if his damage from that blue card starts falling off or something for, you know, whatever reason, then I'd probably put Zamasu above him. Maybe even Bardock too. Omega Shenron tanks really well. He helps out Lineage Evil a lot. Him in Last Stand, if he's able to play it well, can do some nice work, change things up, potentially win him a match still. Super Vegeto's still a solid unit. He can have some big-time moments. Trunks with that ult, Gauge full, absolutely slap. Can also be a pretty good tanker. Yep, I think this is solid, all right. Not the best, you know. Yeah, I think this is a solid list. In my opinion of characters. Obviously, you guys are going to have your own differing opinions on units. And, you know, I'd love to hear what you would change, who you'd move up, who would you move down, who do you think doesn't deserve to be where they are. Let me know in the comments down below. But this is where I think I feel pretty solid in my assessment of these units based on my experience playing Legends. So, yep, there we go. That's my LF/Ultra tier list right now for MUI coming out. With VB Zenkai, I'm going to say, depending on how good they make VB Zenkai, he easily could probably move all the way up to, like, here or something. He can move back up to a top-tier unit. Depends how good they make this man. This is just, I'm making this before he gets his Zenkai, so that's why he's there. If his Zenkai makes him absolutely cracked, I will happily move him higher up. I love VB so much. I love VB's unit, so I'm excited. I have him 14 stars, so I'm waiting for that Zenkai, Toshi. Can't wait for you to drop it. But yeah, you know the video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I live stream every day, basically, so you want to come see me play PvP, or maybe I'm playing another game. I sometimes play other non-Legends games, so if that's something that interests you, feel free to stop by, leave a follow. It's free. And yeah, I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy, having the best of days, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.